I'm never going to admit that I'm wrong, even if I'm wrong.
You've admitted that you were wrong before.
Have I?
Yeah, sure.
I must have been drunk.
I mean, I got no respect from anyone. Well, last week my house was on fire. My wife told the kids, be quiet, you wake up daddy.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, the little podcast with lots of heart. Now give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, I'm Darren.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 142, and we are coming off of a high. Our last episode, you may have heard, we had an honest-to-God actual celebrity,
Yeah.
Mr. Haywood Banks.
Yeah.
He sat with us for about an hour.
That's a pretty cool dude.
My God, he was entertaining.
Yeah.
He was so nice.
Cracked me up.
He was just as genuine and cool as can be.
Yeah.
And, we have a mutual friend, Michael Flannery, and he told me that Haywood was just perfect and would be great. And he was. He was just really, really, really nice.
Cool.
And if you haven't listened to episode 141, after you listen to this episode, go back and listen to episode 141 with Haywood Banks.
Yeah, feel free to go back as far as episode 27.
Yeah. And listen to us from there.
Yeah.
at irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. How you doing, Mike?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm a little pissed off.
Why? What's going on?
I've been pissed off all day.
Yeah?
I don't know. Multiple things.
Yeah.
We paid some company to spray our lawn.
Okay.
And before you turn the dial or switch to a different podcast, I get it. I can't stand people that have companies spray shit on their lawn either. I think it's stupid. I think it's a waste of money. I think who cares what your lawn looks like? In my book, I think I should be able to bulldoze all that out there, throw some sand down, and call it a desert motif.
Thank you.
Boom. It works for people in Arizona.
Yes.
We vacationed to Arizona.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Everybody's they don't have yards there. It's rock.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And people take pictures, and people have pictures, those pictures on calendars and on posters.
yeah. Nobody takes pictures of things they don't want to see.
Nobody takes a picture of their yard and puts it on a calendar. And if you ever find yourself in someone's house that's done that, run, screaming.
Psychopath.
But so I finally, after years of saying, I ain't paying anybody to make our grass look okay. I remember last year walking out in our yard and thinking, this looks like
Yeah.
This looks like panhandled.
By the way, I noticed there's still a bag of poop.
Still
In New
there.
York, yeah.
I'm never moving it.
Okay.
I am
Yeah.
very seriously considering putting some stones and mulch around it. But okay, so this year, and I told the story on a previous podcast. Bess, the guy came out with a chainsaw, showed up to her door with a chainsaw, cutting limbs off the trees, and then before I knew it, we're paying the price of what I paid for my first car
Yeah.
to have somebody spray our lawn and all kinds of. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I'm seeing dandelions, dude. I'm seeing some things that ain't grass.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all the other lawns look nice.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah.
Did he actually spray anything? And
Well, they don't just die instantly. It takes time. You'll mow, and then apparently they don't regrow because
these grew after
Yeah.
he sprayed. And he
You
says,
may have hired some type of snake charmer to come out there.
a guy who showed up at our door with a chainsaw. Well, actually, it was a different guy.
So
It
a
was
guy
a
comes up
different
with a chainsaw and wants to spray your lawn?
It was a different guy.
Oh,
It
okay.
was two different
Well,
guys.
that makes all the sense.
Because I thought I spent all the money for the chainsaw mulch. The chainsaw guy mulched.
Yeah.
I spent all the money for him. I'm not going to just let this go to again this year.
Right.
So I'll pay this other guy to come by and spray it.
That's why we keep doing it, because you got to keep doing it.
I was pissed because the U2 album, the Songs of Surrender.
Yeah.
We're talking about U2. Next 20 seconds. Suck it. I got the super duper version because I'm legally, contractually
and this
obligated.
has to do with your yard. How?
It doesn't. I'm just talking about things that pissed me off recently. You asked.
Oh.
You asked,
Okay.
Mike, how are you? And I'm telling you how I am.
I had something to add about the yard.
Okay.
Because a few years ago at our old house, I'm not going to tell you when this happened until later in the story.
Okay.
Somebody rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
And it was nighttime.
Oh.
Okay. Well, it was after.
What kind of nighttime? Is it get the gun nighttime?
It was
okay.
after sundown.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm there, and only one kid is with me. And I said, hang on a second, buddy. I go and answer the door, and there's a gentleman there, and he says, excuse me, sir. I was wanting to check out your yard and give you an estimate on what it would take to get rid of all your weeds. And I looked at him and said 2 things. One, it's nighttime. Also, there's snow on the ground.
I don't think so.
Okay? Actual snow on the ground. Hard, ice-covered snow on the ground. He goes, oh, so you're not interested? No, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And he leaves.
Yeah.
I called the cops. Normally, I don't care, but I'm thinking, who knows if this jackass...
He's casing the joint.
Is he casing my house? Is someone in the backyard while he's at the front door?
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody pulling weeds in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I called the cops and I said, yeah, there's a guy who came to my house. He wanted to evaluate our yard for weeds. And honest God, she said, ain't nothing weird about that. I said, no, there's not. She goes, okay. And they sent a car.
Yeah.
And I called my other nearby neighbors, shot them some texts.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's some guy. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's part of our, not a neighborhood watch, but, our buddy system that we have. Yeah.
So, well, you talked about this late night stuff. I remember back in the day, I'm going to piggyback off of this, then I'll get back to my own story that we, at this point, have both interrupted.
Yes.
I was talking to someone. This is this is a long time ago.
Okay.
It was a girl, and I was talking to her on the phone one night, and then the next night I call to talk to her again.
Yeah.
And I called it 10:30 at night.
This was before Bess.
Yes.
Okay.
I called.
The word you couldn't think of was wife or your wife's name. Okay. It's pretty.
I was thinking, how do I phrase this? So I thought I'll just go right past it.
Okay.
I was like, I'll call, and it was like at 10:30 at night that I was going to call. And I called, and her dad answered.
Hello.
And he said, "Who is this?" Like, I told him who I am, like an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you know what time it is?" And I, like an idiot, said, "Well, it's 10:30." And then he's like, "We don't accept calls at this house after 9 p.m."
And so you're like, well, why did you answer?
My idiot response to him was, well, your daughter said that I could call. And he's like, well, we'll be having a conversation about that. Click.
Okay.
And I thought about that. Every couple of years, I think about that conversation. I think of it in terms of, would I get as pissed as he did? It's somebody calling my house at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
And, when I was through my 20s, I was like, no, I wouldn't care that much.
Right.
And I get into my 30s, I'm like, it's kind of weird. Since I've hit my 40s, especially, I thought about it just 2 nights ago. I thought, I would kill somebody.
Don't call me after
if
8.
anybody calls this house
ever
if anybody calls the house, period, it better be really, really important.
Yeah.
If anybody calls after 8, someone needs to be actively bleeding,
dead,
or both.
On fire. Yeah.
But 10:30, I'll cut you. I will find you and cut you. So I don't even know if her father is still alive. I don't even remember her name. I don't know how to get in touch with him.
Well, let's just call her Janet.
If by chance this show ever gets stupid popular to the point where this dude, if he's still alive and not in the throes of dementia, actually listens to it and remembers, hey, you're the jackass that called at 10:30. Hey, man, I'm with you now.
Okay.
You and I we see eye to eye on this one.
I am past the point of getting grounded. Nothing. I can't get in trouble for this. It's been 40 years or however long since
the statute of limitations has passed.
So when I was in high school, I wasn't supposed to call my girlfriend after 10 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
And she wasn't supposed to call me after 10 o'clock. So how did we get around that? I would call at 10:05.
Okay.
The movie theater. Okay, they had the recording. Thank you for calling AMC Theaters.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Here's tonight's showings. The Dances with Wolves at 7, 10:15, 1 o'clock, that thing.
Yes, kids, we're boomers. That's how worked when we were kids. Sorry.
You did that or you looked in the newspaper.
Yeah.
We couldn't go online to see what time the movie started.
And by the way, the newspaper, you could barely see what the thing was rated. That's how I ended up seeing RoboCop when I was like 12.
We had call waiting. So I would call the recording at 10:05, and you've got like a 4-minute window. She would call beep over. Hello?
Dude,
Yes.
that is some
Yes.
Jack Bauer.
Yes, some Jack Bauer and I would talk to her for
Ethan
20,
Hunt.
30 minutes, or Ethan Hawke. I don't know who Ethan Hunt is.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay. I thought Tommy Cruise was Mission Impossible.
He is, but his character's Ethan Hunt. You know, Tom Cruise is not actually an agent.
Really?
Right.
He does his own stunts?
He does.
Yeah. Okay.
Never heard that before.
So you mentioned I Will Cut You. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually throws into the first thing on the list
But,
that I was going to.
but we haven't even gotten past.
Okay.
Let's go back to the story that you interrupted, then I interrupted.
Okay.
My U2 album.
Yeah.
The super
The
U2
Sounds
album.
of Surrender.
The Sounds of Surrender.
Yeah. Songs
of Surrender.
Songs of Summer. You too. This is where Steve Farrell and Shannon Brown turn off the podcast.
Well, we don't need that.
Come back in 5 minutes.
I was looking at them. I was admiring my trophies as if I don't have enough U2 vinyls. I was admiring these, and I pulled it out, and I'll show it to you later. I won't because you don't care. But the label on the album,
dare you.
The label on the album was blistered and bumpy.
That's what she said.
Oh, hell no.
No. To the point where it kind of wobbled a little bit on the turntable. No. The Atom disc 3.
No,
the good one,
that's the good one.
The one that has Until the End of the World, which by the way is probably the best track on there in terms of being redone.
Yeah.
And I'll argue with myself later when I listen back to this, but as I say it right now,
is Invisible on that one?
Yes.
Hell no.
It's that one.
Yeah.
So I messaged the group, and not Bono,
right.
but the group that I bought it from, and they came back and said, we will replace it, or you can keep it, and we'll give you 15% back. And I thought about it. I actually pondered it for about a week.
Yeah.
I pondered it long enough for them to say, are you
still pondering?
And then I sent back, because what I was thinking was, I don't want to deal with shipping this back and then waiting. It's a numbered edition. There's only so many of them out there.
Right.
And then maybe they'll come back and say, oh, we don't have any. I will deal with a blistered and bubbled one.
Does it still play?
It still plays.
Okay.
But it'll bother me. I won't be able to sleep at night knowing that that's in my basement.
Yeah.
So I finally said, you know what? I'm not a pushover. I'm not just some guy that's going to lay down and take it.
Get your hands off me.
I'm going to go and I'm going to get what I paid for. I paid for an unadulterated, unblistered, untarnished album.
Undeclimped.
By God, I'm getting it. So I sent back a thing. It's like, how does this work? You send me a thing. They sent back a very nice email that said, we will send you out a replacement immediately. And then once you receive it, place your bad one in the box, put the new label on it, and it goes right back to us, no charge, and everything's wonderful. And
customer service.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The question is, what if one of those discs is blistered?
Then we've got...
I reserve the right to transition discs in between and out, and then they get back one?
As long as they're all the same. As long as they're the same color.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We don't have enough money to go through the frickin' Crayola rainbow of albums.
Now it's time for Dave's Comedy Corner. I played so much Mrs. Pac-Man when I was a kid, I actually thought the pretzel was a fruit. This has been Dave's Comedy Corner, brought to you this week by Zipper Lube. Let Zipper Lube create a life of smooth and easy zipping and unzipping. Now back to the show.
You mentioned I Will Cut You. Okay.
Yes. We haven't even actually began the episode yet.
Sure we have.
Have we? Okay.
Yeah, you introduced yourself and I said hi, and yeah. I got restricted on Facebook.
What?
I got restricted on Facebook. I got put in quote Facebook jail.
Did you put a picture of your on it?
No.
Okay.
Mike.
Sorry.
God,
please edit that out. So you got restricted. You got Facebook jail?
I got restricted. Yeah.
You put a bunch of Trump memes up, didn't you?
No.
You did.
No, I did not.
Believe me, this is true. Only I can get the amulet. Only I can get the amulet, and that wizard we're going to make that wizard's head spin.
On St. Patrick's Day, I was looking at Letterman's, the AFL fan page that I'm on. Okay. And someone had posted an old top 10 list.
Okay.
Top 10 things overheard on St. Patrick's Day at the parade or something. And one of them was, he's not wearing green. Kill him. Right? And so I put, he's not wearing green. Kill him. Got flagged. And I was like, Oh,
Yeah, a little red dot appeared on your chest.
Yeah.
You're-
So
I shouldn't even have you in this household right now.
So that just they said that doesn't meet our standards. Okay. Then when I was talking about Third Eye Blind and you started pissing over a band that I really like, I wrote, "Bitch, I will cut you." That added to I'm threatening to kill people and cut you, and I called you a bitch. I got restricted on Facebook.
Darren.
And I thought I was I understand that. And to all the Facebook, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm not really going to cut anybody, and I'm not going to kill anybody. And from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. Please lift the restriction so that I can Facebook to my heart's content.
Facebook, we are media personalities at this point.
We're
And
a big deal.
Facebook, shut your mouth. Facebook, shut it.
We interviewed Haywood Banks.
Shut it.
And Megan Mitchell.
Facebook is where, for some reason, that's the only place our fans seem to go to talk about anything. Right. I've done the Twitter. I've done the Instagram. Nobody gives a hoot. I still put things up there. Seems like everybody in this crew hangs out on the Facebook.
Yes.
We can't afford to lose.
No, we cannot.
Darren, because of his idiocy.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
I am very sorry.
He is an idiot. Look at him. But I am too.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Wait, that's coming from you.
That's why we're doing this. What happened?
Hey, what happened?
Hey, what happened?
It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
For the first time ever, there's a grocery store called Kroger. You and I shop there, and we frequently do what's called the Kroger Story of the Week.
Yeah.
This week, for the first time ever, a listener has given us our Kroger Story of the Week.
Oh, really?
And this is a good one.
Okay.
This is one of those, oh, God, I wish this had happened to me.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with Steve Farrell. Okay, Steve Farrell, I've known from college. Okay, he's a great friend of mine. He has listened to us since episode 1. I'm talking to him on the phone, and he says, hey, do you have a story of the week for Kroger for this week? And I said, no. He goes, well, you do now. And with permission, he was at Kroger.
Do you have his permission?
I do have his permission to tell this story. So he's at Kroger, and he's going up to the line, and he puts 2 packs of hot dogs on the conveyor belt with a handful of other things.
Okay.
Two packs of hot dogs. I asked, were they Whoppers? He says, yes, of course they were Whoppers.
Yeah.
2 packs. Okay. The cashier is ringing up somebody and then like, hey, did you find everything? Whatever. There's a man and a woman standing behind Steve.
Okay.
And they start eyeballing the stuff that he has on the belt.
Checking out his wieners.
Yes.
Effectively, yeah.
The husband looks at the conveyor belt and he says to his wife, it looks like someone's having a hot dog party.
Oh, no.
To which the wife said, a big old hot dog party.
Wow. Wow.
And Steve,
I would call Homeland Security immediately.
He just wanted to look at them and say, really? 2 packs of hot dogs?
Yeah.
If I was having a hot dog party, do you really think I would bring 2 packs? Invite all your friends.
Yeah.
It's like, how many hot dogs can we have? Half of one each.
Yeah.
A big old hot dog party. They were impressed with 2 packs of hot dogs.
Yeah. So, it doesn't take much for some people.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week. This portion of our show is brought to you by Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Having a party? Well, nothing livens up a get-together like some ice-cold beer, funky tunes, and a couple of packs of Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Whoppers are packed full of flavor and have no fillers or preservatives. There's no doubt about it, Whoppers will turn your hot dog party into a big old hot dog party. And remember, get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, you'll get your money back. Guaranteed.
That's right.
Back to you fellas in the studio.
You have been watching all of Yellowstone except for Yellowstone. I think you just started watching Yellowstone itself.
We finished season 1 of Yellowstone. We just started season 2 of Yellowstone.
Okay, so
it's only 10 episodes a season, so you can burn through it pretty quick.
Okay, so I was looking at.
It's worth watching.
I was taking inventory of what streaming services we have. Because I don't even know at this point.
Do you have
apparently we have. I've told you for years we don't have Hulu. We've had it. We've had it forever.
Yeah.
I've just never signed on.
Okay.
I didn't know how. And I realized that I'm the tech guy of this whole damn podcast. I realized that
You're the
I have
tech guy in
all
this
the
house.
stuff.
Yeah.
I get that.
Uh-huh.
Somehow I've had a subscription to them. It was bundled up with Disney. Same thing with ESPN.
Yeah.
Because I got pissed off.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch Vikings, and it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my bill from Disney, and it said Hulu's in there. Well, you have to go to the Disney app.
Mm-hmm.
And from the Disney app, say activate Hulu, and then you can't go to Hulu. So I figured that out yesterday.
Yeah.
But then I started taking inventory of all of our streaming services, and I was like, do I really need Paramount Plus? I wasn't impressed. I don't want to start a fight, but I
Right.
wasn't impressed with the first half of the first episode of Yellowstone. So I'm like, I don't know.
That's on Peacock.
I know.
Okay.
I got Peacock
Okay.
for Yellowstone.
Yeah.
So we still have a few weeks left, and who's kidding who? I'll keep it for years because I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
The point is, the 1883 and 1923 are both on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
Also on Paramount Plus, and the reason I got Paramount Plus is Halo. The Halo series is pretty damn good.
That's what I've heard.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We watched 2 episodes of it, and then I started watching The Office and Breaking Bad again because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sitting down here and I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to go back and watch the rest of Halo, because when I start watching it, I just want to play the game and I just don't go back to it. So I'm like, what is that? Is that they have Survivor? I was like the Survivor. I'm like, how far back does it go? All from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I started watching season 1 of Survivor
With Richard Hatch.
with Richard Hatch.
Okay.
And I got through the first episode, and Charlie came down. And he's like, he knew what it was. This kid is 9 years old.
Yeah.
He walked up to, is this Survivor? Is this the one where they got it through? Yeah. And I mean, I think he thought there was a cage match at the end as opposed to voting out, but still, he knew most of what was supposed to happen. Then Bess got involved. Now we're on episode, I think, 3 or 4 of Survivor. We're in. We already know who wins.
Yeah.
Not only do we know who wins, we know what happens to him with his money and the fact that he went to prison and all that stuff. We get all that.
Yeah.
We're still enraptured.
Because he didn't pay his taxes.
He didn't pay his taxes on it.
Yeah.
But we never, because me and Bess were huge.
He walked out on Letterman's show naked when Anne Heche was the guest.
Well, we were huge into Survivor from season 2 forward until it became weird. There was a year where Ethan, you remember Ethan, the
No.
soccer player with the curly hair?
Yes.
I dressed up as him for the finale. Because he had a beard, I made a beard. I had the curly hair wig.
He had the thing with what's her face. He
Yeah.
and one of the other Survivor castmates.
Yeah, and he
were getting it on.
He actually lost, but he showed that, I think he lost. I can't remember.
He did not win. Yeah.
He actually ended up like getting famous from it because he was so nice.
Yeah,
Everyone thought you had to be Richard Hatch to win that thing.
Was that the year that Jerry was on there?
Jerry Springer?
No, Jeri.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're talking about
those
Survivor.
were the. I know.
God.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
We got here because I was taking inventory of the
Okay.
fact that I'm using these. So
I stopped watching Survivor because as much as I love the host, Jeff Probst.
yeah, I
Okay.
love Jeff Probst.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Every single week. You guys want to know what you're playing for?
Yeah.
It's like, think of a different way to ask that.
Yeah.
And then once the decision is made, the votes are final, and
Yeah.
you'll be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Every single.
All the first
I'm like,
season, everything he does that.
No, it's every season.
No, but I mean,
Not season 1. It's all 45. It's 45 seasons of Survivor now. And so I stopped around 27.
because you got sick of him doing that.
I did. I really, really did. And
I
you know,
want his job. I wish I actually got a little depressed because as we're watching it, I am now, I think, twice the age that Jeff Probst was when that show started.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man,
Uh-huh.
I was such a loser. I was thinking someday I could grow up and be that. If I was going to be that, I would be that at that point.
I remember they did like the final episode
Yeah.
in Letterman's theater, and Rosie O'Donnell hosted it. I'm like,
Yeah.
why aren't you getting Jeff Probst? It's his show.
Yeah.
Finally, on the 3rd season, after Outback was so freaking popular.
Yeah.
Survivor Outback, I still think was the best season.
Okay.
I met Kentucky Joe one time. Roger Bingham.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I saw that, but
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I was a fan, but then I was like, come on. I'll tell you the show that's really, really, really good that's on Paramount. Every single episode is
Picard?
No,
Okay.
but I've heard that was really good.
I've heard it's good.
The Amazing Race.
I never watched The Amazing Race.
Holy cow. Hang on.
That's basically Cannonball Run, the show, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
That takes skill, takes talent. It's not just a bunch of whining and backstabbing. The Amazing Race, and you can watch it with the whole family. And Phil is, as much as, again, I like Jeff Probst, Phil is like 3 times as good a host.
These are the glory days of reality TV.
Yeah.
You had the beginning of reality TV, which in my opinion was The Real World on MTV.
Yeah.
Where they were just like, yeah, I'm tired of you leaving the eggs out. Well, you leave the peanut butter out. Survivor came along and it was like, hey, one of y'all could die here.
Yeah.
You probably will. One of you probably will die here.
Yeah. They almost died in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fear Factor was coming around at the same time. 24 was on. Man, these are the glory days.
Yeah. 24.
of
Now,
TV.
24 was not reality television.
Oh,
But
I know.
24 was the first TV show that I ever binge watched. Okay.
Oh,
'Cause,
dude.
Yeah. We didn't watch season 1. We missed it. And then people just would not shut up about 24.
Okay.
So we rented the DVDs at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And start the next one. Start it.
So.
Ching-ching.
So.
Ching-ching.
So.
Ching-ching.
So.
Ching-ching.
So, my friend Kevin, who you've met, who got us the tickets to Metallica, that whole thing, him and his wife lived in Philadelphia for a bit while he was going to school. I can't believe we're going to come back to U2. We went to see U2 with them in Philadelphia. But while we were there, we were talking to them and they said, have you seen 24? 24 had just started. The first season had just started. And we're like, no, we haven't seen it. And they're like, Kevin was like, I thought he was like locked eyes with me. And so did his wife was like, you need to watch 24.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point where I was like, do I need to go home right now and watch 24?
Yes.
Are we going to skip the show?
Yes.
And so me and Bess, like when we got home, it was like, we absolutely have to watch 24. So we started, I was so proud. We rarely start shows when you're supposed to start them.
Yeah. Same with me.
And case in point, we're watching Survivor season 1 now.
No.
We actually did 24 for the first, 7, I'm going to say 7 seasons because the only one 6. The first season we didn't watch was 7, and then 8 I think was the final season.
Something like
for
that.
those first
And I was
few,
so
man,
disappointed
we were all
with the final.
into it.
So disappointed with how 24 ended.
And don't spoil it for me because I don't know how it ended.
Did you watch the reboot?
No.
They rebooted it with somebody else, some other guy that's not Jack Bauer.
Yeah, but he's in Kiefer Sutherland.
Rabbit Hole on Paramount.
And he walks into like a thing and says, there's a bomb. And like, no, it's not. Yeah, it's a bomb. And I'm going to walk away and push a button or something.
It looks a lot like 24, which is why I want to watch Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. And Bess called him Jeff Bauer, and I made fun of her all night.
Oh, and you didn't leave her?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff Bauer. That's Jack Bauer. Yeah.
I wanted to be Jack Bauer so bad.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and now it's time for today's picks for the winning number challenge. Ready? Here we go. 1, 12, and 305. Check your ticket, and good luck.
We got just a couple more minutes here, but I wanted to mention
Jesus.
I was on the Late Show podcast with Mike Chisholm.
Oh.
Okay. I was showing all my memorabilia.
Okay.
And I was going through all the stuff that I had. And one of the things in my collection of Letterman collectibles is I still have the envelope where I sent a tape off to audition. It was my, I wanted to be on Stupid Human Tricks. Okay. They rejected it.
Yeah.
They sent me back the tape. In an envelope with the, hey, thanks for your interest. Unfortunately, this doesn't meet our right now, whatever. I didn't even realize it's at the time. I'm looking at it now. It was addressed to Darwin Cox. Darwin.
Yeah.
I didn't. How did I not notice it then? And if I noticed it then, I forgot. But here I was just bitching about Chick-fil-A like 3 weeks ago, calling me Darwin. And the Late Show beat me to it 30 years ago. So,
well, one more thing I was going to add on the Survivor bent is that I actually was applying to be on Survivor.
Oh,
back in the day.
you're like, wait, hold it. I can't eat that because I don't like food touching
no,
my mouth.
what stopped me was because I actually downloaded the form.
Uh-huh.
It was like a 20-page document. You had to fill all of this stuff, but you had to sign something saying that you would be able to leave your where you are, your job, all this stuff for 8 to 12 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, seems like a lot of paperwork.
Well, the paperwork
Yeah.
was the problem,
And-
not the 8 to
and I
12
was like,
weeks.
I don't know that I could leave for 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm going to have to eat a bug.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna lose a little bit more weight, and I'll try again. I was in decent shape then. I was in Survivor, not Survivor shape, but I was in as close as I'll ever get to Survivor shape.
Yeah.
I probably could have done it. I never did. It's probably,
See, I don't think I would have won any of the physical challenges, but I think I could have flown or flied under the radar.
I don't think you could.
I think I could.
I
yeah.
think you would have pissed somebody off.
I see. You underestimate my ability to.
You would have kept people laughing. Is that what you?
Oh yeah, they would have loved me. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I see. I don't piss people off.
Yeah.
People love me.
Yeah.
They think I'm funny. They think I'm charming.
Okay.
I'm witty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
got
have
a great personality.
Can you tell some of those people to listen to the show?
I gotta tell everybody. Yeah.
Because the people that listen to this show do not think we're funny.
They do.
No.
Maybe they'll listen to us now that we had Haywood Banks on the show.
They may. They may.
might.
If this is your first time listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, we're sorry. Generally, we are very well organized. We know what the hell we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
This one's just kind of like flying by
got
the
a rundown.
We got a rundown
Yeah.
that I haven't looked at all.
You never look at the rundown.
I mean,
I don't know
usually
why
look
I
at it
I
right
don't know
before.
why do I do the.
If you didn't, then I would. It would crash and burn because I would get nervous because then I would think you don't have anything to go off of. And then we're screwed.
Listen, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We thank you so much for listening, and we hope you go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and listen to previous episodes. Definitely go and listen to the episode with Haywood Banks if you're new. If you are new, go to episode 52, which is the best of year 1, and then go to 104, which is the best of year 2.
Drop us a review on Apple Podcasts,
Please
Spotify. Send us a note, on on irritabledadsyndrome.com. There's a place there where you can ask us questions, send us stuff.
And you know what?
We'd
We
love to
just
talk
we
about
just
your-
wonder if we're doing things that you like. So any feedback would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So listen. All right. Take care, and we hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Now that was a podcast. See you guys on the flip side. Dave Layout.
So,
Ching-ching.
So.
Ching-ching.
So.
Ching-ching.
so,
Ching-ching.
so, my friend